again. So grateful.
A great pleasure, really great pleasure. Let's get right in.
Okay. Hey.
Yeah, you got a cover. You see?
Yay. Yeah, there we go. School of Astrology. Your Laura with the many yods. I love it.
So you got a
I
story
think I
going
need
there.
a yod. I need to find a yod support group, I think.
Yeah. Well, it's probably a bit lonely there with so many yachts. It's like 2 members or something.
Right.
Like,
Oh.
you are the other one. Oh, right, wow.
Right, yeah. Me and you.
I have one, well, like, wow. You kind of have 4 in the narrow sense and 6 in the wider sense.
Wow.
And I think we
Wow.
just like have a brief look. I mean, I think you have seen the other video that we have on the yachts, how to interpret it.
Yeah.
Just like for a brief overview, that we have a focal point planet and 2 contributing planets to one yacht. So this is one story. And the focal point is the finger. So to say, where we point at, what is the duty, and the other 2 contribute to this duty, or like a calling, if you so will. Okay. What we do with the yachts is we work it with, it's called a close orbis, like with exact angles, maximum 1 to 3 degrees deviation. Otherwise, we'd be lost. You have too many, and it will be, you can feel it then, right? Because it's already like a little of a mysterious aspect. It's not tangible. So that's why we want to work it rather exact, okay, close to exact. So here's your chart. Looks confusing. And now we try to get confused on a higher level, right?
Yes.
So what we find, so you have 250-degree angles from one planet, and the other 2, the contributors, share a 60-degree aspect. So in the first one we have here, it's not like a ranking, but well, it is a ranking. Okay. Because I started with the planet with the most impact, and the yacht with the most impact, or the one that you would probably feel the most. And here we have, we can just go back one more. You have Saturn as the focal point planet. Saturn in 10, this is the house of your profession for short. And Saturn sits in Cancer. Saturn also rules the 5th house. This is what we love. So your profession will be also something that you love doing.
Yes.
Saturn in Cancer is also something like a call of duty. Like the duty would be the Saturn, and the calling is for society, like work for society. So it's a call of duty to work for society, something like of societal relevance. Mm-hmm. And with Saturn in 10, yourself, you may experience this alone, like the planet alone, as something like things take ages. Things take so long, or they almost seem never to get finished, or you work and you work and you work and you work. And some things never finish, and it's just ever ongoing and revolving. But this is the type of, not just learning, but the type of work is, the route is the destination with this type of work. So it's like a compounding effect. The longer you do it, the more relevant it becomes.
Oh, that's so spot on. Yeah. Was it helpful for you to hear about what I do, or do you want
maybe
to
later?
talk about that?
Maybe later.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is the challenge for the astrologer to work and also lean out the window and then see whether.
Right.
I'll first lean out the window, then we see. Then Saturn also stands for old people or relatively older people than you are. So you would love to work with old people or older people. So it's not work with children, it's like rather work with older people. And Cancer also stands for care. So what I took from this is that you would somehow be in a profession that would deal with care, or like nursing science or something like this, because Saturn would also be science. So it could also be sociology or something in that direction. That would actually be also your passion. You know, it sounds difficult if you speak about Saturn in context of passion, but since he rules your 5th house, which is what we love, I would take from this alone, and since there are no negative aspects with the Saturn, that you really feel passion and love towards the work you do. This is what I would take from this Saturn, that you think it's important and you love it. Because sometimes what you think is important can be a serious burden and you dislike it, but you still have to do it. But here is the other way around. It's something, it's heavy and it's not like easygoing, but important and you really like it. It's a passion. With Saturn, you can also build something. So it could also be that you create something that is tangible, like some building that contains the work that you do, so to speak. Then we have the supporting planet Neptune in the 3rd house, and Neptune in the 3rd house in Sagittarius. So you would be, for 3rd house, thinking, speaking, or writing about philosophy in the widest sense, everything that is like important for society or the planet or for people. And now you have conjunct Venus there. So we draw Venus also into this Yod because it's next to Neptune. So you would have a love for philosophy. And what this Neptune in the 3rd house also does, it is actually your name. The 3rd house is your name, like other people view you. And now you have Neptune there, so they don't see you clear enough. So they idolize you or misinterpret you, and you will see both. So what others think about you will be either idealized, where you think, oh, they don't see all my flaws and oh my God. And the other ones see flaws that you don't have because they project themselves onto your blank slate. You like a white screen. And the people either project the idea like an idol onto the screen or themselves.
Okay.
What is interesting for you is it tells you a lot about the other people. So
Yes.
That's very informative as a placement. The interesting thing is I have the same. My Neptune is also in 3, and in the beginning I found this very confusing, and meanwhile I know others have no idea who I am, so it's okay.
Yeah. Yes.
Then what do we else have? Yeah, Neptune also rules the 7th house. So the partner, like a life partner or other partners in your life, will join in on this venture or speak with you about it or be interested in it. So Neptune inspires, but he also makes things unclear. And also the 150-degree quincunx aspect that is in the Yods is mysteriously unclear. So it's unclear why it's unclear. Okay.
It makes it easy, doesn't it?
Yeah, well, sorry. I don't know how to sort this out, but it's like a complex guy or gal. We don't know. But if this is an influence to your profession, there could be an interest, because it's the house 3, knowledge. In inspiration, cognition, like how the brain works, how thinking works, and the process of like dreaming, forgetting, or something, loss of cognition, because Neptune makes things also dissolve. Then you have the third planet in this first yod is Jupiter in Aquarius. And Jupiter like actually radiates a love for generosity. Love because it's also in the fifth house. And a love for generosity and doing good. In Aquarius, this would add for humanity. So we work it always like this. You work the house, the meaning of the planet in the sign. So you combine these three interpretations into one, and you make a sentence from it, and then you have the meaning, basically. So we have here a love for love, fifth house, generosity and doing good, Jupiter, and humanity for Aquarius. Okay. And this pretty much describes it, basically. So also already from this, I can tell you're a good person.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, lovely.
This is spot on. I'm blown away.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
It can be that this Jupiter is the connection to your mother or somehow the family, your birth family, because Jupiter rules the fourth house. So this attitude comes from your home.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, as a summary, this is a call of this yod, is a call of duty, aided by an interest in mystery and a love for humanity. So second yod, okay? Ready?
Okay.
So the first three, we found 6, and the first 3 are connected, and the second 3 also. And I also have something for the 2 remainder planets. So we won't leave them out. The rest is all in some yod. They're all busy here.
Yes. Wow.
Quite crazy, yeah? Then we have the second yod. But let me show you a quick run through how they overlay, right?
Okay.
So this is the second one with Mars, Pluto, and Neptune. So Neptune has 1 yod, and now it has a second one as a contributor. Then we have a third one. Did you see this one come in?
Yes. Yeah.
With Neptune as the focal point and Saturn and Mars as the contributors. Then we have number 4 with the focal point Mercury. Just put it in again, with Chiron and the Moon involved as contributors. Then comes number 5, Chiron as a focal point with the rising and Mercury. So this is already an unusual yod because the narrow sense yods would be the ones with planets only. But if we considered other celestial bodies or elements, then we'd have the rising and the part of fortune in the 6th yod, which is the focal point on Moon, which has the focal point on Moon and involves Mercury and Mercury. Yeah, it's like a bit of a chaos here already on the screen.
I know it's already.
Wow. And part of fortune. But it makes sense, so I left them in. Okay. So let's look at them in more detail. So the first 3, the first one we had, this one. And now let's try the next one. There we have Mars as a focal point. Right, I'm taking out my notes here. Mm-hmm. So Mars you have in Taurus in the 8th house. So Mars in the 8th house would be dealing with death as a natural thing. If you have Mars and in the 8th house, so that it could be dealing with death and passing over and also battles. But it would be something natural to occur. It's nothing vicious, you know. So in any case, you would deal with transformation, natural transformation. Neptune we've already had, so and he contributes here again the interest in speaking, writing, and thinking about inspiration and cognition and all these things. And then we have a new contributor here, Pluto, for power. Pluto is in your first house and in Libra. So the first house is your personality and also your body. But with power, we more speak about the personality. So this makes you extraordinarily assertive, but in a very harmonious way. So I would say you get your way anyway.
I love that. Yes.
So the others won't know how it works, but it works.
Yes.
And
I've been told that.
okay. So and it makes you also like very persistent. So you stick it out until it works. And then you have a trine from Jupiter also to this Pluto. And this works miraculously, like somehow like divine support to your initiatives. Somehow, sometimes you wouldn't even know where it comes from, but it magically works out. It's like guidance, support. What this Pluto also does is, if you see Saturn in the 10th house, which is the first one that we spoke about, and has a square to Pluto. And this creates a tension because squares are tension aspects. And so Pluto may want to force some results that are not possible in your profession. So you would like to have something work out that is, for one reason or another, physically, possibly physically not possible. And this creates frustration. Because this is the place where you don't have power. Even if you want things to work that should not be, then they are not. Because Pluto wins against everyone, but it doesn't win against death. Like everything finite cannot be intervened by Pluto. Pluto does all the earthly things, and the rest eludes itself. And it's difficult probably for you to accept. But this is the one place where sometimes even willpower doesn't suffice.
Okay. And that's in my career.
Is it?
Career house.
Yeah, that's work.
Okay.
Pluto is also the ruler of the third house. Like your thinking and expression, like speaking and writing, will be very powerful, and you will be the impersonation, I think, of your thoughts and speaking. So you represent what you say, because it's the ruler of the third house. What you say is in your first house, in your personality. So you are your content. You are the representative. Okay.
That's my geriatric dog.
Oh.
She
Geriatric
has a
old
cough.
person. Oh, poor thing. Oh,
Yeah. Sorry.
oh, no, that's all right. Then we have this Pluto also represent your third house in a power as a powerful knowledge hub, like you collect knowledge, you bulk it up inside yourself without creating any overload, as it seems. So it's a lot, and you still somehow sort it. Then we have the next one, the next Yod. That's the Neptune, Mars, Saturn Yod, with Neptune as a focus point. We've seen the Neptune. This is the one with the mystery and the cognition and the inspiration. So you'll be also extremely creative with such a placement. And this creativity and also maybe publication and speaking will be supported by Mars. We've also spoken about Mars in 8. It's like a warrior that fights against death. And 8 is also what we receive from others. So probably there will be also others fighting.
Okay.
And then we have Saturn in your professional environment as the third planet. So we've basically had all these three. For Mars, still here, Mars in Taurus is also a way to earn money. So this is, for you, this is not a like civil society engagement that is just like done as a volunteer. This is a real profession that earns real money. And it's supposed to. So this can be also a field of research. I'm just checking my notes here. It can be also a field of research because Saturn is also supportive for science. All kinds of research and deep thinking. And this brings us to the next 3 series Yods. So this was the first 3, and it's the next 3.
Okay.
And the first one starts with the deep thinker Mercury here. It's Yod with Mercury, Moon, and Chiron. Mercury is your ruler of birth, as they say. This is the planet that rules the rising, because he rules Virgo. So Mercury is you. It represents you. Mercury is in the 3rd house, so you are a thinker. You are a thinker and a doer. And in Scorpio, you think about things very deeply and you investigate to the very root, and you can go far with that. This is also thinking philosophically about matters of transformation and death. But in general, it would go deep. Investigate and carry on and stop thinking. And never get tired doing this.
That's true. True.
So what else did I have here? Yeah, I think with this, you would speak at, maybe also at professional conferences in your field, whatever this comes out to be in the end, but you have a connection here to the moon in 10, so you'll be seen by many people. You have listeners and an audience. So you will be speaking about the thinking or the other way around. Something like that. What else do I have here? Yeah, now you have a Yod where the finger points at you. So the translation would be, it's you. Mm.
Makes sense.
That's very, very, very strong. So it's important that you see people, you stand there and say what you have to say. People can ask you and they will ask you. And also it will be many people asking you. This is in the moon. Moon is not just the soul, it's also the public and stands for many. So many people most of the times. Wherever is the moon in a chart, there's many people. And this Mercury also makes you a critical thinker, very critical mind. This can be cumbersome for others, but hey, so what? Supported by the moon in Gemini in 10. So with the moon in 10, you have many psychiatrists, psychologists, psychotherapists, people who deal with psychology and mental health in the widest sense, or with sociology, like they are interested in cohorts of people. That's what the moon in 10 does. So like the public also. What else do we have there? Yeah, and it's supported by Chiron in Aries. Just for short, Chiron is not like a classic planet, it's an asteroid, and in the mythology it comes from the Titan Chiron, and Chiron was the healer. And in the mythology, I would say he victimized himself. It's not that every healer victimizes himself, but you put yourself at the service, right? You are at the service. And with Chiron, you see what heals yourself and what heals others. And so here, Aries would be energy. So what you do is you figure out what gives someone energy. Like, can it be music? Can it be like a conversation? Can it be dancing or a movie? Or you would figure this out, and then you would go along this route to provide this type of energy input, and this will make people feel better. And the same works for you, by the way. And you would also do this because now this is in 8, even if it looks hopeless. So never mind, help. This would be like the brief translation. I would check my notes if there is something that I forgot. No. Yeah. The 8th house is also what we receive from others. So you will also receive this type of healing from others. This is like this gratitude thing. You give it and you receive it. So this works very well here in this Yod because it's like an ever-evolving thing. Then you have the next one. It's like, ooh, it's like a lot going on here. So we have now, we spoke about Chiron. Chiron is the second ruler of your chart because Chiron is the second ruler of Virgo. Virgo has 2 rulers, and the first one is Mercury and second one is Chiron. So just to make sure that it's you, your chart also points at the other ruler of birth. There's
no question. No question.
There, it's like here as well, like, hey.
Okay, listen. Yeah. Wow.
This is also you, and a ruler of birth in the 8th house also depends on others. So you can't do everything yourself. You depend on conditions and on others, to an extent, of course. I mean, with your Pluto in 1, I'm not worried that you will be a victim of anything.
Okay, that's good. That's
Come
good to
on.
hear.
Nay. Um, but there are certain conditions that you can't influence, and this is what Chiron in 8 would also say or represent. What else do we have? Yeah, the rising is your personality and represents the how you are. Okay. So this is practically the third point in this yod is the rising. So how you are matters, and the how you are with the Virgo rising, without any unfavorable aspects, would be helpful. In general, like all the Virgo qualities, because they have a notion of helping others and forgetting themselves in the course of doing. So distract themselves of their own issues very well and successfully.
Yeah.
But this yod makes sure you're not left out, because you will receive as much as you give. Basically, you don't need to care so much about the balance of energies. It will somehow magically, also as this yod indicates, balance out. So you will not be left out. In general, with the Mercury as a ruler of birth, you would tend to overthink some things. But with the second ruler of birth, Chiron, you would balance out the energies as soon as you realize it. So this is a very natural type of, I would say, yeah, balancing out. Basically, gets it the best. And now we have basically had 5, and here we come to the number 6. Let me check the number 6. We've had all of them already, besides the part of fortune. We've had Mercury and the moon, and now we point at the moon here with the probably public speaking Mercury moon. And then you have the part of fortune, and on the start of the 5th house. So this is doing what you love and receiving happiness from it. And the interesting thing is, this is in Capricorn, so it feels like materialized happiness, like tangible. So that's really, really nice. Basically, this was a brief tour. Now this is the second 3 series. Okay. But we forgot something. So this is the entire lot of all. And we forgot something. There's like 2 planets. Those 2 poor planets are not in a yacht. Oh my God.
Only 2.
Like, wow, what are they doing?
Yeah.
For short, this is a sun, a personality that is basically interested in divine love and harmony. And with Uranus that close to the sun, you will be a brilliant thinker and a brilliant heart. And this can be, for some people, for the, what do you call these people, the preservers? Oh. For the preservers, this can be a nuisance. But hey, so what?
Yeah. Tell me about what do you mean preservers?
People who like to keep the status quo. This is not possible.
Oh,
it's also difficult in there.
I got you. Yeah.
We never did this here like that. So. But it hasn't been done before. It's like, okay. You carry on and you will still do it.
That's so true.
And
Yes.
then, oops, there it is. Yeah,
Yes. Too late.
yeah, too late. Yeah. Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this is the Laura with the many yods in the interpretation, in a brief run through. I mean, it's like very short.
Wow. Wow. Amazing. Thank you. I have to tell you, I was a little afraid of what I might hear because I've heard that Yods can be very challenging. I guess was the interpretation that I was reading,
Oh, they are.
and hearing what you're saying, though it didn't scare me, and I feel like it's right on, it's spot on.
Oh, great.
Everything. Can I share a little bit about?
Yeah, I'm curious. Yeah.
Okay, this is gonna blow your mind, I think. So what I do for work is I am a psychotherapist. So yes, I'm a therapist in the counseling world and psychology, and I own my own business. So I couldn't work for other people and had to do it my way. and, and I have a team of people that work with me that I adore and love. And we're very much, my model of being a boss and a business owner is being in relationship with them and being partner. Is more of a partnership, it feels like,
Nice.
top down. So my specialty, and this is the part that I think you'll really appreciate, is I work with aging. My specialty is in the aging population. And so I've always had a deep respect for things that are old, and a reverence for our ancestors, and the more philosophical, spiritual piece of working with the aging population. But then my niche is in dementia, and so
wow.
it's the mind.
Ideal.
Yeah.
Great. Oh, wow.
And thinking about death of memory and thoughts and cognition, and meeting my clients where they're at in that world, and also educating and communicating with family members who are caring for those folks, and helping them understand how to better care for them and be with them. And so, and then you spoke so much about speaking, and this has been this kind of love-hate relationship for me because I'm being called to provide presentations and education, and I'm just now at this time in my life being invited to be on bigger platforms, and my next goal is to provide like a podcast, being a speaker to educate others about dementia and aging, and supporting the people that are caring for those that are in that situation. And so, but I also have a lot of anxiety about it. Every time I do a presentation, I say, I'm never doing this again. It's too stressful. But I always get good feedback, and it drives me to do it again. And so I'm in a place there. But oh my gosh, so you can see everything you were saying. I was just, yes, it's spot on. Even my mother, you mentioned my mother was one of my biggest influences in going into this work, because she was a nurse, and I would go with her when I was a child. I would go to work with her and be in the nursing home, and so I was around the medical field, and aging from a young age, and clearly had an impact and an impression on me. So
Lovely.
yeah, so much
Very
here.
spot on. So we
Yeah.
don't know who hit it spot on, but you with your life, definitely you hit it spot on. So
Yeah. I mean, I
that's
was
it.
trying, I took a little bit of notes too. I know I'll get to watch the replay, but I was just like, wow, just incredible. And you spoke to this feeling of, well, I mean, the Yods in general, this life purpose and being drawn to, and I've always felt that my work is my life's purpose. I could not survive in a profession that I didn't feel like I was doing my life's purpose.
All to do. Yeah.
And I struggled in my earlier years with jobs. I was miserable working. I thought I had issues with work because I would get anxiety and I couldn't handle being there. And it was once I found my path, I just pour my life into this work.
Yeah.
So yeah,
That's the right thing to do. I mean, I don't think you would be doing so well being managed.
no. No, not at all.
Like, do this, do that, like, nah.
No, I agree. And that Uranus, always being attracted to things that are different and thinking ahead and
new and
not
innovative. Yeah.
new, yes, innovative, yes, and not having somebody tell me what to do or how to do it. I love what you said when you said you'll just do it anyway.
Yeah, and then suddenly it's there.
I've been told that one person came, this is years ago, but I feel like he summed it up. He said, I've never been told off by somebody in such a sweet way. He said, I was agreeing with you. I think that
I thought of the sentence, you calibrate your intervention. This is what came to mind.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
In all areas of my life, yes.
Basically. Well considered, and then works out.
Yes. I think that the skill of, again, working with people who have memory impairment, I've learned, and I learned this from my father, actually, this idea of meeting people where they're at. You meet someone where they're at, and then you can gently guide them to peace, or the place that's going to give them some sense of peace. Yeah.
Oh, lovely. Great.
This is so amazing. It's
like amazed to hear that.
My relief. I really was so afraid that you were going to share a lifetime of challenges that I have to overcome, and I feel like, no, what I'm hearing is to follow my life's purpose, and that's
it. That's not easy. I mean, your work in general is not easy, but you take it with so much passion to tackle things that it's so rewarding. You won't feel it as a burden.
No, it doesn't feel that way when I'm on, when I'm following that. We've certainly had areas where I veered off and tried to fit the norm or fit some other standard, and it just kills me. So I get back on path.
True. Very good. Brilliant.
Yeah, I cannot wait to rewatch this. I'm really
great.
Yeah, I was taking a little bit of notes, but I wanted to focus too, because I knew I could come back.
We'll have
this
that.
Is brilliant. This is just brilliant. I don't think I've ever had a reading that was so spot on. You don't know anything about me. You don't know anything about me.
Can't. Where are you at? Like what type of area?
I live in the Pacific Northwest in the United States, so up by the Canadian border in Washington State.
Oh, lovely. Wow.
So all the way west. and up north by the Canadian border.
Always wanted to visit. My brother goes there every year for vacation.
Oh, he does. Where
Yeah.
are you?
I'm currently in Vienna, Austria. So it's evening here.
Oh, love it. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
What a beautiful, I've never been there, but someday.
Someday, exactly. For me, the Rocky Mountains is also the someday bucket list thing. We'll do this.
Yes, absolutely.
Mhm.
The Rocky Mountains are beautiful.
Yeah, I'll have to visit, definitely. Right. Thanks a lot for your time.
I am such a fan. And
This is
if there's anything, that I can do to support you in your work, please tell me, whether that's sharing your platform or
that would be grand. Thank you.
absolutely, yeah. So tell me, I found you when I did a search for YouTube, or I did a search for Yods, and your YouTube video came. That's how I found you.
It's brand new even.
Yeah. So do you have other channels, or are you on other social media, or?
Well, not yet. I'm on Twitter and Facebook. In Facebook, in a couple of astrology groups, and there I search out the people who are desperate and try to help their
Gosh,
like similar issue.
you're amazing.
I mean, not the here's my boyfriend and thing and what's we had, like, not those types of charts, but like people desperate for help. Yeah, I have searched those and
Amazing.
help.
Your talent and your gift is just so. Again, I'm a follower of astrology, and I try to teach myself, and so I've seen several astrologers, but wow, I had to bite my tongue to not tell you everything you said. I was like, yes.
Oh, lovely. Yeah, good to hear. Good to hear. I studied with a professor from New York and one from Budapest, Hungary.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
And
they both passed away a couple of years ago already. So I'm the keeper of these things, and that's why I started the channel, because I thought, well, I can teach one person at a time or classes. And
your channel, I sent your video to a couple of my friends, because
great.
the video of just the basics, the basics, I couldn't believe how well you just laid out all of it. I was like, I'm coming back to this, and I'm taking notes, and I'm just going to really study. It really was brilliant. It really made it easy to understand and broke it down into these steps. So
glad to hear.
I can't wait to see more of your videos.
Okay. Please suggest themes. So if you're into some topic and you like have a suggestion for and like some new video.
Okay.
Currently, I collect charts of people who are like chronically ill in terms of mental health.
Okay.
One lady already emailed her birth date and everything, and there you can really see how interesting it is to. She's bipolar type 2.
Okay.
And you can see this extreme negative and this extreme positive in her chart so well. I'll have it on. Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah.
This is amazing.
Yeah.
This is such a powerful tool. I
Mm.
can't tell you how often I consider with my clients that are struggling, and we're doing therapy and we're working with them, and I want to run their chart so bad. Sometimes
I mean, C.G. Jung. Yeah, Carl Gustav Jung, the psychiatrist, Carl Gustav Jung, the one with the archetypes. He used astrology in the clinical practice.
I love that.
And he's quoted saying, "When I can't find the reason in the practice, I would resort to astrology to figure out what the heck is going on here." He said, "What the heck is going on?"
Incredible.
And I think also his archetypes relate a lot to the mythologies behind the teachings here.
Yeah, there must have been a huge influence, yes,
Yeah,
in his work.
apparently was a
Oh,
brilliant astrologer. Yeah.
amazing. Are you going to post, was that reading that you did for her going to be public, or was
Yeah,
a
it
private
will
reading?
be. Yeah, it will be public. She
I'm
nominated
very
herself.
curious.
Yeah, yeah.
Thank you so
Thank you,
much. I am
and speak
so,
soon. Yeah.
so grateful.
Yeah.
Do you have a Facebook page of your own, you said?
It's Joanne Bryant,
Okay.
like Kobe Bryant, like Joanne Bryant.
Yep.
Not related.
Got it. Okay.
Mm.
I'm gonna thank you. Yes.
Thank you,
I'm a
and have a
huge
great weekend.
fan.
Thank you.
Okay, you too.
Bye bye.
Bye.